Hello, everyone. My name is Bryant Strot. I'm the new care ministry pastor here at Good Shepherd, and I get to bring you today's devotional. And today's devotional, I wanted to bring a very special word. It's been special to me over the last 6 weeks or so, and I've shared it with a few people, and it's been so impactful for them that I thought that this was the perfect place to bring it to you all as well. And it's Psalm 13. It's only 6 verses. And it's a psalm of lament. And I'm not sure if you knew, but about a third of the psalms are psalms of lament. And lament basically means like an outcry of sorrow or grief, a passionate outcry of sorrow or grief. And God himself has inspired these words to give us the language of grief because he knows that to be human, there are many times where we are sorrowful and where we experience grief. And during these last 6 weeks, there has been a great level of loss and a great level of grief at trips being canceled, graduation celebrations, birthday parties being canceled. And if you are grieving or upset, it is okay. In fact, God himself gives the language of grief, and I want to talk you through what a prayer or a song of lament actually looks like. Starting with verse 1, "How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I take counsel in my soul and have sorrow in my heart all the day?" Can you imagine somebody praying that at a community group? And it'd be definitely a little different, but they would literally be quoting the Bible. "How long shall my enemies be exalted over me?" Verse 3. "Consider and answer me, O Lord my God. Light up my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Lest my enemies say, I have prevailed over him. Lest my foes rejoice because I am shaken. But I have trusted in your steadfast love. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord because he has dealt bountifully with me." Now, there are 4 parts, 4 elements to a lament, and you can see them here in these 6 verses. In verses number 1, you will see that the person here, actually David, is turning themselves to God. That the difference between a complaint and a lament is a lament takes the actual issue and faces God and brings it to him. The second part, which you'll see here in verse 2, "How long must I take counsel in my soul and have sorrow in my heart all the day? How long shall my enemy be exalted over me?" It's bringing a complaint to God. David here has an actual complaint that he's bringing. And again, the difference between just complaining or whining and lamenting is that it is directed towards God. It's bringing it to the person who can do something about it. The third part that you'll see in verses 3 and 4 is a passionate plea asking for help. He says, "Consider and answer me, O Lord my God. Light up my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Lest my enemies say, I have prevailed over him. Lest my foes rejoice because I am shaken." We take our complaint and we ask him how we'd like him to help. So we're asking him specifically how he can help. We're asking him for help, and we're doing it boldly. Lastly, verses 5 and 6. The psalmist here is choosing to trust. He says, "But I have trusted in your steadfast love. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord because he has dealt bountifully with me." The psalmist here is looking to the past. He knows how God has treated him in the past, so even though he finds himself in a very precarious position, he knows that God has delivered in the past, so he's choosing to trust. So 4 parts of the lament. The first is that it's turning to God, not just to the people around us, but turning to God. The second thing is that we are bringing a complaint. We're actually honest with what's bothering us. Third, we ask him for help. What would we like him to help us with? What would we like him to do? And we ask boldly, knowing that we are his kids. And lastly, we choose to trust based on the character of who God is. We don't focus just on the circumstances. We focus on who we know God to be and trust him that he will do what we ask him to do. Thank you very much.